Hello, and thanks for tuning in. This is D100 Superfan, and today we'll be taking a closer look at some of the tables included in the D100 Dungeon solo adventure game by Martin Knight. In particular, I would like to take a look at the armor table, the item table, and the weapon table. Thank you so much, and let's get right into it. Taking a look at Table A, the armor table, we can see the various equipments available for each of the slots on an adventurer's character sheet. Each slot corresponds with a different body part that can be covered with armor. The ability for armor to mitigate damage and therefore increase a character's survivability cannot be overstated or understated. A goal to work towards for every new adventurer is to get as much armor coverage as quickly as possible. In particular, you will want to get armor coverage to the head, back, and torso area of your character. You will notice that these areas have a damage modifier of +3 to the head, +2 to the back, and +1 to the torso. That means these areas are vulnerable to damage, and you will want to put armor there as quickly as possible to save yourself from the really big hits. Looking back at Table A, the armor table, we can see a clear progression of materials and therefore stronger and higher armor values. Starting with leather armor and working our way to studded leather armor, next we have mail, moving on to scale mail, and at the bottom of the armor table, which is to say the higher rolls on the armor table, we have plate mail, offering a very high armor value of 4. An armor slot to pay a particular attention to is the back slot. You will notice that there are only 2 entries on the armor table for the back slot. Those are entries 29 through 32, leather cloak, and entries 57, 58, studded leather cape. Because of the +2 damage modifier to the back location, taking a hit there can mean big trouble for even a stout adventurer. So having armor there, even if its armor value is 0, such as on the leather cloak, being able to push up to 2 damage to the durability of said cloak can be a huge boon in mitigating some of the damage dealt. Let's take a look at another humble piece of equipment, the buckler shield. Though it has a shield rating of 0, this is the situation in which a buckler shield would be useful to an adventurer. Combat encounter with zombies. Zombies attack and hit you in the head for 3 damage +3 damage for hitting you in the head. But you know what? That's not what happened. What actually happened is, as they were coming down on you, bearing down to hit you in the head, you threw up the humble buckler shield, and instead of hitting you in the head for +3 damage, you got hit in the offhand for +0 damage, taking only the 3 damage of their damage roll and not the modified damage to the head location, because as stated, they had now hit you in your offhand because you threw up the humble buckler shield. Very cool. So now instead of dealing with 6 incoming damage, you are now dealing with 3. Awesome. Of which you can push 2 of that to the durability of the buckler shield. Though the buckler shield had a shield rating of 0, it had prevented you from taking a boatload of damage. Thanks, buckler shield. We appreciate you. Moving ahead to the items table, table I, we can see that the table is more or less a mix of, shall we say, mundane items and utility items. You will find items that Their only apparent purpose is to sell for a few gold pieces in town, as well as essential supplies such as lockpicks, lantern oil, and food, allowing you to extend your stay down in the dungeon depths. The item table is a great way to stock up on potions and brews that increase your chances of success in both geographic and combat encounters. Imagine drinking a belt full of strength potions to ensure that you land the hits needed to take down the zombie master and get the enhanced roll on his treasure A table. In addition to stat increasing and success ensuring potions and brews, some of the more grand items to be found on the I table are entry 8788, the Book of Skill, and entry 99-100, the Treasure. The Book of Skill is a great find and allows you to roll a d10 and gain a +5 skill bonus to the randomly rolled skill. Skills include bravery, magic, luck, traps, locks, things like that. And a +5 bonus is a huge boon to adventurers' success in various fields of endeavor. And you know what rhymes with endeavor? Treasure. Yes, treasures can be found on the items table. It's very rare. You need to roll 99 or 100, and understand that's about a 2% chance. You can, on the item table, basically upgrade your roll to a treasure roll on the treasure A table. Very cool. By rolling the maximum on the I table, you are then allowed to take a roll on the treasure A table. Very cool. Oftentimes, this allows you to find finer, greater equipment. It allows you to find better potions, stat increasing potions that increase your primary characteristics or even health value. Very cool. Also, you would be surprised how often you roll for objective items on the Treasure A table. Being able to do that on what you would think is just a regular eye roll on the which is to say a roll on the I table, the items table, that then gives you the objective you're looking for potentially. Very awesome when it happens, and you would be surprised how often it happens. Success can only be found where the attempt is made. So if that is what you're looking for, you may find yourself rolling on the items table more often in the attempt to quote unquote hit the jackpot and get that treasure roll that you were looking for. Very cool. And I know you can see it right there above the treasure. It bears mentioning Potion of Lesser Fate. Yes, these can be found on the items table as well. These are awesome, and they believe me, they're getting their own video. They're so awesome. Suffice to say, all you need to know for now is they basically allow you to enhance your roll on whatever table you're rolling. These ones here, the Potion of Lesser Fate, give you a +20. And understand that's very versatile. You can add that +20 by drinking the Potion of Lesser Fate to just about any D100 roll in the game. It's very cool. It's particularly for tables, but you will find so much use. It's easy to become well, I don't want to use the A word, but it's easy to get into the habit of consuming these prior to, shall we say, pivotal or important roles. Adding a +20 to a treasure roll, for instance, can boost your roll from a great item to potentially Oh my goodness, legendary ring. Are we talking amulets now? Who knows? That's what you can get with the Potion of Lesser Fate. They're getting their own video. I love them. You love them. They can be found on the items table. And finally, taking a look at the W table, the weapon table, we can see a wide variety of equipment to meet all your adventurers' monster slaying needs. All manner of melee equipment and ranged equipment are available, from one-handed weapons to two-handed weapons. It's all here. Weapons are utilized in combat by either using the strength stat or the dexterity stat to test to see if your adventurer hits the monster in question. Melee weapons, called hand weapons in this game, are testing strength to see if they hit. Ranged weapons test dexterity to see if they hit. Typically, a character with a high strength stat would wield a hand weapon, whether one-handed or two-handed, and a character with a high dexterity characteristic would wield a ranged weapon, either one-handed or two-handed, usually two-handed. New adventurers will probably have to make do with what's available to them, but soon you will find yourself wielding a powerful weapon that you are able to wield with confidence. This is able to be done by rolling repeatedly on the weapons table until you find a weapon that matches your character's abilities and skills. And understand that improved versions of the base equipment found in the weapons and armor tables can be found in the treasure tables. Finer, greater, and superior versions of armors and equipments exist in the treasure tables. Do not underestimate these pieces of equipment. The humble throwing axe, though a +0 damage weapon, if found in its superior form, a superior throwing axe is a +3 damage weapon, able to be wielded one-handed and in the hand and ranged styles, allowing the humble throwing axe in its superior form to do enhanced damage and be used by testing either strength or dexterity, depending on which the situation requires. This is incredibly versatile and incredibly powerful, especially if the character's stats are such that they have access to the Mighty Blow ability and the very cool Perfect Aim ability. Oh my goodness, Perfect Aim is awesome. I highly recommend it for your dexterity-oriented characters. Well, would you look at that? That's a funny way to catch a throwing knife. Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in. It was great fun going through a few of the tables included in the D100 Dungeon solo adventure game by Martin Knight with you. I hope to take a closer look at a few of the other tables included in the base game. In future videos, of course, we will be doing overviews and reviews for the currently available books and content available. I have not just the base game of D100 Dungeon, I also have the Adventurer's Companion, the Tome of Extraordinary Rules. I have also the Dragon Armor adventure book, and I can't wait to share it all with you. More videos in the future, more videos similar to this that are, shall we say, closer looks at certain tables, content, concepts, things like that. Thank you so much for tuning in once again, and I hope to have more content available for you soon. Thank you, take care, and have a great day. And of course, as always, feel free to reach out to me at d100superfan@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and have a great day.